If you're trying to repair a long-distance relationship, then this is the video for you, because I'm going to talk about how to win back your ex when he or she lives hundreds or even thousands of miles away. I'm Brad Browning, a relationship coach and author of The X Factor, a guide to getting your ex back. If you'd like to see more of my free videos or get in touch with me directly, please visit my website at www.breakupbrad.com. Okay, now let's talk about how to get your long-distance ex back. The first thing you need to understand is that being hundreds of miles away from your ex complicates things quite a bit compared to a normal, same town situation. Yes, you can still get him or her back, and I've worked with hundreds of clients in long-distance relationships that have successfully won back their ex, but it's usually a lot easier if you live in the same city, so just keep that in mind, and that depending on the details of your specific situation, you may have quite a difficult road ahead, so just keep that in mind. But I don't want to discourage you, because there are a lot of things that you can do in long-distance scenarios to help your cause. And in this video, I'm only going to talk about those things that are relevant to long-distance relationships. If you haven't already, you should still consider watching my other videos, especially the free full-length video presentation on my website, where you'll get a bunch of information on general principles and strategies you should be using right now to win back your ex. Again, my website URL is breakupbrad.com if you want to see that video. Now, where you begin the process of winning back your long-distance ex will depend a lot on how long it's been since the breakup and how serious your relationship was when you were together. If it's only been a few days or maybe a couple of weeks since the breakup, the first step is to go through what I call the no contact phase. And this basically means completely ignoring your ex for around a month or so. The point of this is to show your ex that you're moving on, that you're not going to wait around and hope that your ex changes his or her mind. And that will hopefully make your ex think that there's tons of other people that are eager to take your ex's place at your side. So remember that no matter how badly you want to reach out to your ex and tell them how you feel and beg for another chance, there simply aren't any words that can change your ex's mind, especially if they live 100 miles away or more. Attraction and romantic bonds, they're organic, natural things. You can't force or make your ex fall back in love with you just by using words. It has to happen naturally on its own. So you have to rebuild that attraction naturally and organically. You can't just convince them. Now, during this no contact period, and even after that, once you begin to start slowly talking with your ex again, you should be using social media, mutual friends, and any other means at your disposal to subtly convey messages to your ex. For example, since you want your ex to think your life is great and that you're already recovered from the breakup, you're moving on, you might want to consider posting some photos of you and some friends, preferably friends of the opposite sex, on Facebook. Or chat up a mutual friend and casually mention that you've been dating a few other people and that you're really enjoying the single life, stuff like that. Now, don't make this attempt to incite jealousy or convey this message obvious. It needs to be subtle, under the radar. But it is definitely important to let your ex know subtly, using whatever means you have available, to show them how awesome your life is, how quickly you're moving on, the fact that you're dating new people, etc., etc. And when it does come time to start talking with your ex again, to start rebuilding those lines of communication, I recommend you start with a really casual, fun, brief message, either a text message, Facebook message, Skype message, something like that. Even an email is fine. In my X Factor Guide program, I've included a ton of example messages that you can send to your ex right now, basically to get them thinking about you and hopefully wanting you back eventually. So if you're struggling to think of what to write in this message to your long-distance ex, you might find the program helpful. And once again, you can sign up at my website, breakupbrad.com. But whatever you decide to say in your first message to your ex, keep it really short, no more than a few sentences, and make sure it's fun, upbeat, and interesting. Try to be funny, reference an inside joke, something like that. Just don't bring up anything serious, don't start any drama, conflict, and absolutely do not say anything pointless or uninteresting in that message. Like, for example, don't send a text saying, "Hey, how are you?" or "How's life?" Things like that. You want your ex you want to get your ex to remember how much fun life was when you were there and you were talking to them every day. And you also hopefully want to get a reply. And that's all you want from this first communication with your ex after the period of no contact. You don't want to be sending pointless texts, trying to have meaningless, boring conversations. Just keep it short, fun, and really casual and upbeat. Now, you'll probably need to do this a few times over the course of a month or so once you've restarted the contact with your ex, making sure that you keep the conversations funny and interesting throughout, all the time. Never get dragged down in drama or anything like that. Keep it lighthearted. And depending on how your ex responds from these first few messages and how things go from there, it'll definitely, or it should hopefully eventually lead to some curiosity, some interest on your ex's part, and help him or her let go of some of the negative memories and the reasons why they decided to break up with you in the first place. When you've done all this, the time will eventually come to either meet your ex in person or arrange a Skype call or FaceTime meeting or online chat of some sort with your ex. Now, in person is definitely preferable, but you should only ever visit your ex's hometown or where they live if you have a legitimate excuse for being there beyond just visiting your ex. So if your ex lives on the other side of the world, you don't know anyone in that entire country, it's just going to be way too obvious if you fly back there and just show up that you're just trying to reconnect with your ex and get back together. And you don't want to reveal those intentions. You don't want your ex to know that, which is why it's always best to think of a legitimate excuse for being in your ex's town or city or wherever it is, so that you can then just casually mention to your ex, hey, I'm going to be in town next week, so let's go grab a coffee to catch up while I'm around. And that way, it sounds like you have a really legitimate reason and you just happen to suggest to your ex that you want to meet up. If you do have to use Skype or an online web chat instead for this first in-person meeting or live, then the same general principles apply. It's just going to be a lot more difficult because it's a lot harder to rebuild real attraction and to flirt over the internet than it is in person. Either way, keep the meeting short and sweet. Just make sure you're friendly, upbeat, and positive about your life. Nobody wants to get back together with somebody who's depressed, unhappy, just living in a world of drama. So make sure that you've done a good job showing that you're doing well, you're thriving since the breakup, and that things are looking up for you and generally in your life. And at least, even if that's not true, I know it may not be completely true, make it sound true and just basically try to convey that to your ex subtly. You can also ask them how their life is going, but make it seem like there's nothing wrong in your life at all. You're interested in them. You want to just do a little chatting and catch up. And again, always make sure to keep it interesting and fun, no drama. Ideally, you also need to add a little bit of a sexual element to this first meeting. And I'm not saying you should, go and try and sleep with your ex during the first meeting. Obviously, if the opportunity presents itself, then you may want to do so because physical romance is very important to attraction and building romantic bonds. But it's unlikely at this point you're at that stage yet. So at this point, in the first meeting or two, you just want to flirt like crazy. Hold eye contact for a little longer with your ex. Touch them in playful, flirtatious ways. Talk about sexy things. Maybe drop a naughty inside joke or an innuendo of some kind. And if your ex is really responsive to this stuff, then you can really push it and make it. As long as you do it in a fun, joking way, you can really push the flirting and the innuendos and things like that to sort of start rebuilding your ex's attraction for you and make them remember how much fun it was to be with you, basically. And again, I know I've said this about 10 times throughout the video, but remember, you do not want to be talking about the problems you had in your relationship in the past. Talk about now and talk about the future, nothing else. But however you end up talking with your ex, remember that building attraction is the key to getting them back and to getting them to want you back. And you don't build attraction by talking about drama or bringing up the past problems in your old relationship. Attraction develops naturally when you're having fun, you've got good chemistry. So that's the goal of all your encounters with your ex, period. And what you do at this point will really depend on how the in-person meeting went, what your ex's current status is, how easy it'll be for you and your ex to rekindle things. But if you want to talk more about your specific situation with me, I'm happy to do so. Please just visit my website, www.breakupbrad.com, where you can find my contact information, send me an email, tell me about your situation, or you can use the comments below this video to ask a question, and I always do my best to respond to comments below my videos, so please do feel free to leave one there if you have a question or a comment. And finally, just a quick reminder, I really do urge you to try to stay realistic through all this process. No long-distance relationship can survive indefinitely. There needs to be a light at the end of the tunnel where you and your partner will live together and be together every single day in the same city. So keep in mind that it's just a lot more appealing for your ex to get back together with you if you're only an hour-long drive away. If it's an ocean and thousands of miles that separate you and your ex probably isn't going to be eager to get back into that kind of terribly challenging relationship again, knowing that the same issues will continue to be problematic and the distance is still going to be there. So just keep that in mind throughout this whole process and stay realistic as much as you can. That's it for now. I know there's a lot of things I wasn't able to cover in this video, so as I said, please do get in touch with me if you want to chat further. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this one. I'm uploading them weekly. And finally, please also consider clicking the like button below if you found this video helpful. I really appreciate it. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you found the information in that video useful, here's 2 related videos you may also want to watch. Just click on the video thumbnail to watch now.